Hey, what's up, Vestas? What's up, Vestas? Listen, it's not even 4 o'clock where I'm at right now, but I had to get up. I had to get up this morning because I said I was gonna get up. Hold on, let me send out this notification bell to all you Vestas that are driving. Hey, listen, go ahead and tap that. Go ahead and click on this right here because I didn't expect to say this morning, y'all. Listen, I remember when I was growing up, especially as a young child, one of the first voices that my family ever told me about was about the love of God and don't have any fear. And the only shadow they ever told me about. Hold on, y'all. Let me send this notification out. But first of all, good morning. Good morning, investors. Good morning. Good morning. Even though Even though it's not even 4 o'clock where I'm at, y'all, good morning. It's Friday. We're going to speak some positive energy into this world. Because, listen, I know I did a live last night, but I didn't know it was like this. Hold on, let me send out this notification, y'all. Um, the Vestas last night, we touched on it, but I didn't know it was this bad, y'all. I didn't know it was this bad. Hold on. Vestas, Vestas. The only shadow, going back to my point earlier, the only shadow that my parents, my grandmother, one of the earliest prayers that they put in my spirit and my soul as a child was Psalm 23. Why? Why are they talking about? I'm gonna keep it light. I'm gonna keep it light this morning. And I ain't gonna keep it that long by 30, like I said, 30, 35 minutes. There's just some positivity out here in the world, but we gotta call crazy crazy. What? Are you telling me that now? I know last night we talked about Shedeur Sanders, 365 degrees. We're at narratives that we got introduced to last year, y'all. And I got on glasses because like I said, it's early where I'm at, okay? Because you don't want to see my eyes. But are we serious that now they're saying that Shedeur Sanders can't be quarterback too because of his shadow? Are we talking about his shadow, y'all? The media, Tony Grossi, I had the nerve to catch a live or a segment that he did on whatever show up in Cleveland, ESPN Cleveland. And he stated, so remember last night I had put up that clip that I thought it was a rumor. And some of the investors said, oh, that came from Tony Grossi. When I thought it was a rumor that they said that Dylan Gabriel is gonna jump or should jump or will jump Shedeur Sanders, this quarterback too. I said, what are they talking about? I said, y'all remember last night? I said, I'm not even going to entertain it. I said last night, I'm not even going to entertain this foolishness because I don't believe it, y'all. And then some investor said, oh, that came from Tony Grossi. I was like, what? I said, okay, we'll go talk about it. We'll talk about it. I'm thinking I'm going to talk about that tonight. Well, it's not even 4 o'clock this morning. I want to go ahead and dress to y'all. So y'all hold on, y'all. Hold on, hold on. So you mean to tell me that Shedeur Sanders, and you already know how we do in the 5:45, the 5:45 a.m. live. When I said Shedeur Sanders, also insert yourself, right? Even though we're talking about football, insert yourself into these life lessons. You mean to tell me that Shedeur Sanders is so powerful that these people now say that Shedeur Sanders can't be a QB2 because of his shadow is too big? What? I said, hold on, whoa. Am I hearing this right? Vestas, Tony Grossi said that Dylan Gabriel would be a better quarterback too because he's low, he's quiet, he's gonna study, he's gonna come in and do what he need to do as a backup quarterback whenever need be, and that Shedeur Sanders cannot be quarterback too. If Watson wins, is because of his shadow. Y'all go ahead if you're watching this live right now. Investors, I know you're driving, so drive safe. But if you're watching this live, go ahead and insert your own name into this. The world sometimes will see you, especially with the light that you carry, the light of God that you carry. They're going to say, nah, I'm going to deny you because I see something in you and I can't describe it. So I'm going to say, nah, I'm going to attempt to hold you back because your shadow is too big for the job. What? Y'all, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, and I know, like I said, it ain't even 4 o'clock where I'm at, but let me play this clip. They said, Tony, the other Tony said, not this Tony, the others Tony said that Shedeur Sanders should be basically disqualified for being QB2 because his shadow is too big. Now, guess what? Now that Shedeur Sanders have played, we saw what Shedeur Sanders can do on the field. And like I said, include yourself when I say Shedeur Sanders' name. Put your name there. Shedeur Sanders have basically reversed all the bad narratives that they had out about him because they see now he's a threat, he's an elite quarterback. They are still digging up to make us seem crazy. And now they blaming that man's shadow for his greatness. They say you got to penalize Shedeur Sanders for his greatness. Let me go ahead and play this right here. We got to put... Woo, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Police his shadow. Now you got to police Shedeur Sanders' shadow. All right, here we go. Here we go. Is this the clip? Is this the clip?
Gabriel's the guy who'll keep quiet. Gabriel's the guy who'll keep quiet. He'll just study. He'll stay up on the game plan. He'll support the starter in any way he can. He'll run the scout team, and if needed, he'll play. I mean, that's what you want out of a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
And Shedeur's just his shadow is just so huge. I really think that's one of the reasons, Jake, that teams shied away from him in the draft. If you didn't like him as a starter, you didn't consider him as a backup.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Now, I'm assuming that Tony Grossi and Mary Kay Cabot have got together and say, hey, I hit Shedeur Sanders fans last week. You're right. I got to stay low this week. Hey, Tony, guess what? I'm going to throw you a hally hoop. You see how it worked for me last week, Tony? Go ahead and dangle that carrot in front of his fans so you can go ahead and get your bag. The devil is a lie. Do you listen? One more time, Vestas. One more time.
He'll keep quiet. He'll just study. He'll stay up on the game plan. He'll support the starter in any way he can. He'll run the scout team, and if needed, he'll play. I mean, that's what you want out of a backup quarterback.
Yeah.
And Shedeur's just his shadow is just so huge. I really think that's one of the reasons, Jake, that teams shied away from him in the draft. If you didn't like him as a starter, you didn't consider him as a backup.
So now one of the new narratives is for 2026 that Shedeur Sanders' shadow even stopped teams from liking him as a potential backup quarterback. Now, you know what it was. No, Tony Grossi. Let's keep the truth. We're gonna stay within the narratives. If you can come up with these narratives, we're gonna come up with our own narratives and we're gonna push it out. Now, if Tony Grossi want to blame Shedeur Sanders' greatness and his shadow on his slide last year, we're gonna continue to say that it was that collusion. If they're gonna go low, we're gonna go lower, and we're gonna stay with what we see as truth. It was the collusion against Shedeur Sanders, y'all. It was the collusion against Shedeur Sanders that made him fall. It was the collusion. It was not his skills. We already know that. We saw what he can do on the field, even with a very small amount of preparation. It wasn't Shedeur Sanders' greatness. It wasn't his shadow. Tony Grossi said it was his shadow as quarterback 2 that filled and made teams feel from even picking him up last year as a backup. That means even when Shedeur Sanders haven't even walked into the building all the way. And like I say, include yourself. When I say Shedeur Sanders, insert your name in here because this is how some people see you too, Vestas. That means before Shedeur Sanders even step out of his car or step into the building, if the sun cast right on his body, that means they feel his shadow. This what Tony Grossi just said, y'all. Shedeur Sanders' shadow basically has called teams to feel away from him and his greatness and his talents, y'all. His shadow. What are we talking about? Just be real, Tony Grossi. Just be real, media. Just say it with your chest. Just say you don't like him. Just say Cleveland. Cleveland media, all you got to say is, we don't want Shedeur Sanders. We want to continue to stay at the bottom of the NFL because when Shedeur Sanders start winning just like last year, we don't want to report on nothing good. I'm going to say, Cleveland media, if that's your take on your own job, is that your take on your own pen? Is that your take on your own article submission? You need to go ahead and retire and resign. Because Shedeur Sanders already told you last year that he's going to change the culture. And now because it's almost, like I said, it's been 365 years, y'all. Oh gosh, 365 days. They have found nothing wrong with Shedeur Sanders. Now they're talking about the young man's shadow. Shadow. Y'all really, I'm really stunned at this, y'all. I'm really stunned at this. My grandmother said, my mother said, Mr. Otis had said, even as a woman, when I put on my BDUs when I was active duty, even when I traveled, I said I would feel no evil. God, the Lord is with me. I truly believe, Vestas, all of us, including myself, and I just said that, the ones that are traveling, before you lay down, I know you have to echo some of these same sentiments. Lord, protect me from the things that I don't know. For the things that I see, unseen, the things I know and the unknown, protect me. They're talking about this young man's shadow, y'all. Hold on, I got another clip for you. If they talking about Shedeur Sanders' shadow, that means Shallow Sanders has no chance. That means a man of greatness like Andrew Berry has no chance. Andrew Berry, that means to tell me it don't care what Andrew Berry says. You might as well say it don't care what Todd Monken says. Cleveland is gonna do what Cleveland media is gonna do what Cleveland media does, which is nothing. Hold on.
He'll stay up on the game plan. He'll support the starter in any way he can. He'll run the scout team, and if needed, he'll play. I mean, that's what you want out of a backup quarterback. Yeah. And Shedeur's his shadow is just so huge. I really think that's one of the reasons, Jake, that teams shied away from him in the draft. If you didn't like him as a starter, you didn't consider him as a backup. Praise that Watson has been getting from the team going back to December. I think Todd Monken feels.
So if they're going to highlight whatever praise, because I haven't seen no praise from Deshaun Watson, and once again, I think, and for the day one Vestas, y'all know I did a video last year when I said that the Cleveland media, they switched Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. We went over that. They did a switch. When Tony Grossi said that, going back from the praises of the players last year regarding Deshaun Watson, I didn't see no news regarding the players. Speaking of Deshaun Watson, I recall several players, Quinshon Junkins, even Shelly Harris, and who else? So many, all the wide receivers, how they spoke of Shedeur Sanders last year. Tony Grossi, you know what? Vestas, they doing it again. Now, in this moment here, as you know, I've watched everything and we watched all the videos together. We talked about all of the line narratives. Now, Tony Grossi has no real concrete evidence regarding Deshaun Watson. As we spoke last night, Deshaun Watson don't even talk to the media. Now he has taken another one of Shedeur Sanders' accolades and given it to Deshaun Watson. So yeah, they're definitely finna do a divide and conquer. They're trying to divide and conquer Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders. Hold on, I think it's some more to this clip, y'all. Hold on. But no. Teams have talked highly. Team members have talked highly of Shedeur Sanders.
He's said it a lot of times. He feels excited on what Watson can bring to the table. Watson is going to have an edge at this type of this part of a season. He's been through changes in playbooks and systems.
Why they're not talking about the edge that Shedeur Sanders has coming into the season? Why they're not talking about Shedeur Sanders coming off one of the biggest wins of his career in last year against the Steelers? No, against the Steelers and also against the Cincinnati's. Why they're not talking about the edge that Shedeur Sanders brings to this quarterback competition?
If Shedeur goes to training camp behind Deshaun, what could he do to catch up? Basically,
well, the first thing you just said it. He can't afford to miss any practices. And
first of all, when has Shedeur Sanders ever missed anything in his life? Shedeur Sanders last year only missed a game or two. That's because Kevin Stefanski ruled him as injured. The only practice that Shedeur Sanders missed last year is the practices that Kevin Stefanski ruled him as injured. Y'all, what are we talking about? Oh my!
School head coach
man out here somewhere, sure. Based on what AB said.
Right, that Watson and Taylor Green are on the roster. The third and fifth.
Hold on, y'all. Tony Grossi basically just said that Taylor Green, Deshaun Watson is definitely on the roster, and that Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders is the one that's about to battle for the third roster as quarterback. Hold on, y'all. I think you're about to say this.
Picks are going to be competing again, but this time the stakes are a little higher than last year. They weren't going to be off the roster last year.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let's play this again. Hold on.
He'll support the starter in any way he can. He'll run the scout team, and
talk about Dylan Gabriel.
He'll play. I mean, that's what you want out of a backup quarterback.
Yeah. Go into the comments.
Shedeur's his shadow is just so huge. I really think that's one of the reasons, Jake, that teams shied away from him in the draft. If you didn't like him as a starter, you didn't consider him as a backup. Right?
The man's shadow
that Watson has been getting from the team going back to December. I think Todd Monken feels, he's said it a lot of times, he feels excited on what Watson can bring to the table. Watson is going to have an edge at this type of this part of a season. He's been through changes.
And Shedeur Sanders been through changes. And Shedeur Sanders is going to have an edge. Man, listen. He's pulling this Mary Cap. God, I hate it so early in this hotel.
Playbooks and systems.
If Shedeur goes to training camp behind Deshaun, what could he do to catch up?
First of all, Shedeur Sanders ain't going to no training camp behind no Deshaun Watson. It haven't even started, fools. What?
Basically,
well, the first thing you just said it. He can't afford to miss any practices. An old school head coach
man out here somewhere, sure. Based on what AB said.
Right, that Watson and Taylor Green are on the roster. The third and fifth round.
Did y'all hear this? Now they saying Deshaun Watson and Taylor Green, yes, that quarterback, that magnificent quarterback that a lot of people have slept on, just like Shedeur Sanders, is definitely on the roster. But now the third rounder and the fifth rounder from last year has to compete again for the third slot on the active roster as quarterback.
Picks are going to be competing again, but this time the stakes are a little higher than last year. They weren't going to be off the roster last year. Hey, and
bruh, and you know that's brother FB Teens, right? Bruh, what we talking about, Vestas? Hey, what's going on? Let me go ahead here. What's up, Evelyn? What's up, Evelyn? Listen, y'all tore up my comments last night so bad I got to go to the comments lag. Y'all had me rolling last night in the comments. I had to stay right here on the narrow. But y'all, Listen, let me tell you one thing, and for real, and I mean this before I go back to the comments. You can also insert yourself into things like this. These are life lessons. God, faith, and football. There are some people that in your family, even your friends, and especially at the work, they are so fearful of you and your talents and your abilities because the light that they see in you, they are afraid of your shadow. Listen, I know people felt like this, but Tony Grossi, right? Basically, this is a time in the world where a lot of things are getting exposed. And now they are letting us into their psyche on how they see greatness in people. They just don't like you and your flesh. They don't even like your shadow when they see you coming, y'all. Yes, Evelyn. Good morning, my sister. First in the business for sure. Yes, Evelyn. Good morning, investors in Tony Bridges. I saw your comment last night. Yes. What's up, 420 Genius? Grand rising, everyone. These people about to eat every word Deshaun Watson would never come back and play. They pay him like we gonna talk about this more tonight, y'all. Oh, let me see. Let me read this again. These people about to eat every word. Deshaun Watson would never play. They paid him like Colin Kaepernick. I love Colin. I wish I would have got one of them jerseys when they was on sale. When they put that brother sale jersey for what $7, $8? Dang, I wish I would have got one. They are wild. If you stay ultra positive, they take it. Come on, the devil is a lie. They ain't gonna take my joy. They ain't gonna take my joy. Investors, all we gotta do is right now, we are also in training camp. And for all the new investors that's coming over here, you have also reported to rookie mini camp as a investor. All y'all got to do, even the rookies and the veterans that have been with me since day one, all you got to do is sit back, and I'm for real, take your notes, get your drink, whatever your drink is, and your vest. Because if you think 2025 was one of them years that will always go down in the history book, imagine what 2026 is going to be, y'all. All you got to do is just sit back and let it play out. This is one of the easiest life lessons. You got to take your notes. Because the same thing that they're using against Shedeur Sanders, they're definitely going to use it against you too. I'm saying something, y'all. I'm saying something. And if you haven't hit that milestone in your life, just know that the hate is going to come your way too. And it could all even just be because of your shadow. Tony Grossi says that Shedeur Sanders, if teams didn't look at him as a quarterback one and as a potential quarterback two, it was his shadow that scared other teams away from him last year. What did we talk? What? Which media from Cleveland said that every year they choose one? Tony Grossi. Tony Grossi said this. Tony Grossi is the one that said which media from Cleveland said that every year they choose one to sabotage. So who the liar? Us as fans of the media, they the liars. Tony Grossi is the one that made that statement. And guess what? I already did a video on that. I did a video on that already. So tonight I'm going to play that video. For all the new investors, we're going to play that video. Tony Grossi said last year before the draft that the NFL and the media always choose one to sabotage. Now, if Shedeur Sanders, quote unquote, got his hazing or wake up call for the Cleveland media, why are they still talking about this young man? They haven't said nothing. And guess what, y'all? I don't wish this on no player. No young player that has come into the NFL should even go through this. Now, but I told y'all investors last night, and 420, you wasn't in here last night. I told you why they are still harping on the Shedeur Sanders narrative. The getting was so good last year, they trying to hit gold. They trying to strike gold twice for these narratives. What's up, Bridges? Remember, number two is controlled by the source in him. Yes, right. Keep telling the truth. Yeah, Shedeur. Yeah, let me tell you one thing. Shedeur Sanders said, "Hey, one thing Shedeur Sanders said a couple weeks ago. Shedeur Sanders said he's only going to control what he can control. He said anything outside of that, he worrying about the wrong thing and not living right. I think even Shedeur Sanders saw this coming. Stupidity." Oh my gosh. Sam Moore, what's up? Good morning. What's up, Sam Moore? Let me see here. Miss Tony Ricky Minicamp start today. Oh yeah. I can't wait for the new content to come out. I can't wait. What's up, Lady of E? Come on with it. Come on with it. The fans are gonna boo anybody but Shedeur. You're right. What's up, Pickaboo? You too? I didn't see you last night. You 22? Oh, we had a good time last night, y'all. Seymour, Shedeur is not phased at all by all the noise. He is rooted and grounded in his faith, where his heart and spirit is protected. You right. You right. You right. And when I heard this clip, I said, "What?" I know. We talked about it last night, and the investors brought it up last night about Dylan Gabriel's a possible backup, and it came from Tony Grossi. But I didn't know that Tony Grossi was blaming Shedeur Sanders' greatness on his shadow. They even feel the man's shadow. What? He said his shadow is too big, and this is why the teams feel from drafting him last year. Because if he didn't come in at number one, his shadow was too big. This is how they really see us, y'all. This is how they really see us. They fear us for our shadows coming in the room. They do it for clicks and bakes, and they're putting it very funny, y'all. Very funny. Well, what's up, Raw Man? I told you I was coming back this morning. Oh my gosh. Why should we believe them when everything they said last year turned out? You're right. I don't believe. Now you think I believe that Tony? You think I believe something that come out of Tony Gross and Mary Kay Cabot's mouth? Right now, I'm just laughing at these narratives. They blaming Shedeur Sanders' shadow on what possibly could happen. It ain't even happened yet, y'all. Why should we believe them when everything they said last year turned out to be false information? Even now they mad everybody. Even though they mad, everyone they wanted the Browns turn out they want the Browns to turn the other cheek. Now we ain't turning no other cheek. We coming in with swords and everything else in our hands. What did you say, brother Rahman? Cleveland Browns media need the clicks. By default, they got all the clicks. They got all the headlines just writing anything about Shedeur Sanders. The views are coming, the clicks are coming by default. But now they have tapped into, now they see if they just put a little sauce on it, if they put a little lie on it, if they put a little delusional on it, oh, it brings in more money, y'all. They running with that. They running with this stuff here. Listen, why every day they talking crazy about Shedeur Sanders? And guess what, y'all? Don't be fooled. Mary Kay Cabot wants Shedeur Sanders to stay in Cleveland. One quarterback, 1, 2, or 3, or 4. Tony Grossi even want Shedeur Sanders to stay in Cleveland. Quarterback 1, 2, 3, or 4. Shedeur Sanders, if Jimmy ever gets stupid and trade Shedeur Sanders, Cleveland will dry up in less than 24 hours. We will be picking up everything that we ever put down in the Cleveland Browns stadium and stands as fans, even the channels. We will start going ahead and start making new thumbnails. Cleveland Browns, who? If they will become a desert again. I'm going to say that for tonight. Y'all. What's up, Lady B? I don't believe this foolishness at all. If they want Shedeur Sanders, trade him. Listen, and this is why we're going to stay right here, investors. We're going to stay right here. Like we said last night, like we said last week. If it don't come out of if it don't come out of Todd Monken's mouth and Andrew Berry's mouth, we ain't going to believe none of this. I just wanted to bring to you, I didn't even know this clip existed, that is Tony Grossi now is blaming Shedeur Sanders' shadow. Man, I ain't even had no coffee this morning. Shedeur gives Browns an identity. You remember when Todd Monken said the identity of the team? He said whatever the offense is good at, that's going to be the identity of the team. You right. And in terms of Jimmy Haslam, even investors, even the Cleveland Browns media, their identity has become Shedeur Sanders. Even the Cleveland Browns media has come Shedeur Sanders. I'm trying to tell you, they better not abuse it. I'm trying to tell you, they are loving the rich up in the hood. I believe you. To the birds, I believe you. What's up, Al Rogers? Good morning. Good morning. I bet you Taylor Green would be Shedeur. Now 420, don't get me excited. You know we have talked about it. You know I'm talked this up since the draft. Come on with it now. Come on with it. Listen, y'all already know who's going to be on the three quarterbacks on the active roster. Shedeur Sanders, my opinion. Shedeur Sanders, QB1. Deshaun Watson, at the beginning of the season, going to be QB2, but Taylor Green is going to come in and go snatch that up as the official backup. Deshaun Watson going to slide to 3. Dylan Gabriel is going to be 4. Dylan Gabriel, I'm sorry, just to be nice to Dylan Gabriel, they may deem Dylan Gabriel quarterback 3, maybe for weeks 1, 2, and 3. But when Taylor Green started dissecting that offense and showing what he can do on that field, Dylan Gabriel is going to slide to 4, if not get traded. And Taylor Green is going to be QB3. And I'm pretty sure by the end of the season, mark my words, Taylor Green will be quarterback 2. Todd Monken is about to run a Boston on the NFL every Sunday, just with having Taylor Green suit up and on that bench. The team's got to prepare for him to come in by default. Oh, okay. Well, damn, I didn't even read the whole thing, y'all. I didn't even read my whole quote, and you just said everything I just said. 420. I bet you Taylor Green would be Shedeur Sanders' backup. He's better than Dylan already. He ain't even threw a ball yet. Taylor Green just entered the building. I want to know what number they're going to put in Taylor Green. I may think about that today. I got to find out what jersey number. Because he wore 10. He wore 10 in college, but that's Junkin's number. I wonder if a 9 are available or 11 are available. We shall see, y'all. I got to go through the roster to see what numbers are available. I think Dylan Gabriel will trade mid-season. There are rumors talking about Dylan getting traded again. What's up, Pickaboo? Pickaboo said Shedeur Sanders turned teams down because he wanted to start. They ain't talking about that, y'all. And remember, last night I was hitting on that podcaster, which I got to go and bring her up, Miss Small. She said that Shedeur Sanders, the reason why he don't want to leave Cleveland because he wants to bring the attention to the crisis in Cleveland. And this is also why when he visited Cleveland last year, he wanted to come to Cleveland because he know just by being in the presence of Cleveland, he can bring so much money to the Cleveland and to the schools and to the kids in poverty and everything, y'all. Let me put my glasses back on because, now it's a little bit after 4 o'clock in the morning, y'all. But yes, organizations sent a message out. Don't draft him because they felt him to be too arrogant because of his confidence. Well, isn't it funny? Isn't it funny that we cannot be ourselves? When we're ourselves, that makes us slide in the draft. But when you got another player, I'm sorry, I had muted this. But when you got another player, another person in life, let me slow this down. I want to make sure this gets out in the universe correctly. When you got a player that had copied and pasted Shedeur Sanders' blueprint, and he got drafted in the first round, they didn't call him arrogant. They called him confident. And just like you, Vestas, they call you. You may have already been called arrogant, confident. But if somebody uses your same blueprint as the person that you are, they go get that promotion over you. When they have took on some of your characteristics, just hold on, Vestas. Just hold on. Because you can't tell me that evil and wrongdoers will always prevail. No. Oh, no. I don't know what your religion is, but I know what my religion is. Oh, my good book says something totally different than that. What? Tonight, y'all. Tonight. I know y'all got to go to work. I got 2 more minutes, 3 more minutes, 4 more minutes, 5 more minutes, 6 more minutes. Organizations, yeah. Okay, yeah, the NFL will pay my opinion. No, we already know about that. Those lawsuits are still they still on the fire. They sitting right there. God Almighty don't trust the mind of no man. God thoughts isn't like men thoughts. I know this. Yes, Pro Bowler Shedeur Sanders is the light. They cannot be dimmed. Evelyn Velster, day 1 Velster, day 0 Velster. Listen, they already know they can't dim his light. Now they're attacking his shadow. They're attacking Shedeur Sanders' shadow because they know they can't dim his light. They have attacking. You know what? Thank you. I'm going to go change this thumbnail. They're attacking Shedeur Sanders' shadow because they can't dim the light. Good gracious, Lord have mercy. It's bigger than the NFL. We already know that one. I thought Mary Kay Cabot was a thing they was giving up Caroline's back in my day. Salvo, listen, see, that's why I came to the comments after I had came everything. I don't want to talk about Shiloh and Andrew Berry for 3 minutes, and investors. I'm gonna leave y'all. I'm gonna let you to your day, because I gotta start packing. I gotta. We got some things to do today, but I'm coming back tonight. Evelyn said, "Shadow is God Almighty walking with Shedeur. Shadow is God's Almighty walking with Shedeur Sanders, and the devils know it, but nothing they can do but watch." Evelyn, I didn't even know you had put this out here in the chat. Thank you so much, sister. Thank you. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. The man Shadow. The Shadow. Mm, 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 mm. Thank you, Evelyn, for that. You're right. Wherever two go, I go. They should never forget we're here for Shedeur Sanders. And they know that, y'all, which is why they're capitalizing on it. As we talked about last night, they see something special in Shedeur Sanders supporters. And trust me, y'all, Shedeur Sanders also sees something special in us. But that media and all the people that always speaks against Shedeur Sanders, they definitely see something in us. That's why they want our attention too. They want Shedeur Sanders and they want our attention too. Why do you think they write these narratives to get our attention? They know Shedeur Sanders is not paying them no mind. Matter of fact, Shedeur Sanders actually using even the narratives this year as motivation to move forward. Deshaun Watson needs to, you know what? If I was Deshaun Watson and Dylan Gabriel, I would be talking to the media behind the scenes as y'all said, please stop. Please stop what you're doing. Y'all are not working out with Shedeur Sanders. Y'all actually motivating him, propelling him to be the greatness of the greatness of the greatness. Please stop. We can't compete with Shedeur Sanders behind the scenes. Because every time that y'all write these things about him, he coming here with a different edge. He's coming in here with a different look. He's coming in here with an aura that we sometimes even takes us 5 to 10 minutes just to even adapt our eyes to look his way. He's bringing something special into the building. Media, please stop talking about it. You actually causing him to rise up into his greatness. And you know what, Vestas? Just like Dylan Gabriel and Deshaun Watson is seeing that new energy on Shedeur Sanders, I'm like, golly, Vestas, we also need to latch on to that. Because that's what's making them tremble. We need to latch on to that. Take some of that energy and latch on to it. Latch on to it, Vestas. Uh-oh, y'all cutting up again. You're right, but yeah, wherever he go, even if it's true about Pittsburgh, which I don't think it is, we going to. We just got to change colors and send all the old gear back. Shedeur Sanders made the Brown one of the most talked about in 9 months. Matter of fact, this time last year, and I'm trying not to scream because I'm in this hotel. It ain't even 5 o'clock yet. But this time last year, the Cleveland Browns was capturing national news, international news, just because they had a Shedeur Sanders. And you mean to tell me they ain't trying to ride out on that same wave again this year? The Shedeur Ocean lift all boats. Ooh, I like that. He's number 15. I Googled that last night. It didn't come up, y'all. That didn't come up. But thank you for that. Somebody did put 15 in the comments, but they didn't say it was Taylor Green's new number. 15. Y'all Vestas. Hold on, Vestas. Y'all know I did a short video about the number 6. Remember, Shedeur Sanders was the 42nd quarterback in Cleveland. And when he won his first game, he did something that no other quarterback in a starting game won for the Cleveland Browns, except for Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders was the 46th, the 42nd quarterback in Cleveland Browns history, right? Which came out to be a 6. Remember what I said about the number 6? And now you mean to tell me if Taylor Green, if that is his official number, you mean that Taylor Green is another number 6? 6 is the number for reparation. 6 is the number for redemption. Six is the number for, oh gosh, give me back what you stole from me. 6 is the number for divine purpose. 6 is the number for karma. 6 is the number for spiritual karma, y'all. Oh my gosh. I got to play that video tonight, y'all. I got to play that video tonight. 6 is spiritual karma. 6 is reparation. You mean to tell me you got 2 brothers that is linked up on that team that has been associated with the number 6? Now, I know a lot of investors don't deal with the numbers like that, and yes, that's fine. But I'm trying to take, like the 144, a lot of people don't believe in the 144. I can't, we just talking, but for the investors that do, them number 6 brothers, 2 brothers that have been done wrong, and they both lining up with the Cleveland Browns, Cleveland media. Like I said, go ahead and retire and resign, because they nothing but greatness that's finna line up on these fields and these sidelines. Just to go ahead and retire. Matter of fact, I think that to Mary Kay Cabot, to Big Bull, Jason and the other Jason, Tony Grossi and whoever else, them old geezers that I played on the video this weekend. Yeah, y'all just go ahead and retire. You have already expired. You have already expired past your expiration date. Go ahead and let some new blood come in as the Cleveland Browns media so we can get this thing popping right. Go ahead and hire old Carmen Justice, that sister I still got to highlight. Go ahead and get some new blood. Investors, didn't I tell y'all a few lives ago that the Cleveland Browns, some new media personnel is about to come in there and about to start applying for these jobs and said, I could write better than this. Come on with it, y'all. The undrafted free agent quarterback Bryson Barnes would probably be on the practice squad. Dylan Gabriel, young man, I'm trying to tell you, when they put Taylor Green in there, I already knew it. Now if they're bringing in another quarterback, undrafted free agent Dylan Gabriel, you probably got you may got weeks, Dylan Gabriel, because June 1st, that's when this supplemental draft, I think it started taking place. Dylan, I don't think Dylan gonna be here, y'all. The league sent a message to the organization not to draft Shedeur Sanders for a reason of false narratives about his character. And y'all, what character is Shedeur Sanders got? But the NFL will pay the fans almighty the Shedeur hate donut. Come on with it. Come on with it. Does Shedeur Sanders? No. So it actually comes up next season. But one thing about it, since now this is how the Cleveland Browns messed up. But because he was not a first rounder, they don't have rights to his 5th year. That means because they messed up, all the teams messed up. But that means next year, Shedeur Sanders can start entertaining offers. If I'm speaking wrong, definitely not the 3rd year, but definitely the 4th year. Shedeur Sanders can start entertaining offers from other teams. Cleveland don't have rights to his 5th round, y'all. 5th round contract. I need to look that up too, because he wasn't drafted in the 1st round. I think the 1st and the 2nd round, I think teams got, they're guaranteed that 5th year option. But Shedeur Sanders was so low. There's no. And in this contract, there is not even a mention of a 5th year option. So yeah, Shedeur Sanders is about to get that bag. Shedeur Sanders is about to get that bag next year, or this time. Shedeur Sanders going to get that bag in 3.5 years, y'all. Because the NFL messed up. He's about to eat them up. It's coming. Yeah, thank you for bringing that up, Raw Man. I definitely need to go back and look this up. What's this right here? Little Dylan will be thrown to the trash can. Just Dylan Gabriel is probably already. I ain't gonna say that. Yes, they scared of his shadow. They really see. They are really demons, and they tremble. Yes. So that would explain why Tony said that. I told you 420. It's still so early. Let me put my shades back on. Let me tell you one thing. Tony Grossi brought up that man's shadow. They said that Shedeur Sanders' shadow is too big. His shadow is too big. Oh, this is gonna be good, y'all. New Vestas, all you gotta do is just sit back, cooking hot grease. Let me tell you one thing. Vestas, all we gotta do is sit back. This is going to be easy work for us as fans. If you think once Shedeur Sanders started playing last year and started just just eating it up, all we had to sit back. We was in guess what, y'all? We don't even got to do what we did last year. Go out to the podcasts, be fussing with people in the comments. All we got to do is sit back and just chill. And just chill. This is easy work. And the Cleveland Browns, you're right. I forgot the vessel that said that. Let's see how they eat their words. I think that was 420. They go eat there's so many words. Blah, 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 based on, well, because they can't say it's coming out of the buildings. One thing they can't say this year is coming out of the buildings because we know it ain't coming out of it now. That came from you and your imagination. That's you. That's how you feel on the inside. That's you as a person. You know what? I ain't messing with y'all this morning, but I love y'all, investors. 420s, speak, sir. I think 420 is a girl. I think she's a lady. I think 420 is a female. By Shedeur attending his college graduation, he sent a message to the. Thank you, Raheem. Yes, that's right. By Shedeur Sanders attending his college graduation, he's sending a message to the kids in Cleveland all over the country, the importance of education. You're right. He definitely did that. And somebody brought up last night, where's Dylan Gabriel's graduation video? Because he was in college for 6 years. I really don't care. But if Dylan Gabriel wanted to also do that for the kids in Cleveland and the kids around the world that love Dylan Gabriel, yeah, put yours out there, Dylan Gabriel. Put yours out there too. And I'm not trying to be ugly or facetious. Dylan Gabriel, put yours out there too. The Browns have 2 and 3 together. So the most high in the midst of Shedeur, Deshaun, and Taylor, they represent oh man. And I know what you're talking about, but I can't say it because that'll scare some people away. But I know exactly what you're talking about, 420. They represent the number of man. And think of y'all, look at Andrew Berry. That means we got an Andrew Berry. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You got a Shedeur Sanders. You know what I'm talking about. You got a Deshaun Watson. And y'all look at this. I really think this is Deshaun Watson's last year. And Deshaun Watson may have already told the team this is my last year. He probably just haven't announced it to the public. So since they know that Deshaun Watson is about to ease out, they already brought Taylor Green in to replace him. And y'all said that for the people that, and I know, because if I hadn't watched the combine and followed Taylor Green, I would have had the same sentiments. What is this here? Nah, they brought Taylor Green in because Deshaun Watson about to exit right, exit left, and they needed to bring somebody in. And they ain't picked Taylor Green by no mistake, y'all. Andrew Berry saw the writing on the wall. You're right, 420. Shedeur Sanders had the following before the NFL. I stand firm on the square. Oh, yeah, easy. That's why we're here, Evelyn. That's why we're here. 1,000%. You know what I'm talking about, but some people, when they hear that number, they get scared. They don't know that number is also associated with melanin. Ooh, did I just say something? That number is also associated with the greatness of melanin, but you can't say that you scare people away. But you know 20, you know 420, you know. All right, investors. Ooh. So investors, wherever you are, just know that when people see you coming, the people that know you and the people that don't know you and the people that can't even explain you to other people, just know your light is too great to explain. And if your light is too definitely to explain, just imagine the power of your shadow. This is what we're talking about. This man's shadow. What you said again? Oh, something moved up in here. Here we go. Shedeur has the highest. Shedeur has a higher GPA than Dylan, but Mary Kay Cabot, Dylan Gabriel is a supercomputer. I killed that narrative. I killed that. Listen, Shedeur Sanders PFF, the way that it was worded last year, they was taking information from Shedeur Sanders PFF and giving those accolades to Dylan Gabriel. I still got that slide. I'll bring it up tonight. Shedeur Sanders was the supercomputer, but they couldn't say that last year because they had to go in line with Karen Stefanski narratives of Shedeur Sanders. They had to support that. So they took Shedeur Sanders narratives like the supercomputer, super analyze everything, and gave it to Dylan Gabriel. God says no. Hold on. God says, no, you will not destiny swap Dylan Gabriel with a Shedeur Sanders. Now, hold on. I know my child. Not saying that God didn't say that Dylan Gabriel wasn't his child, but he said, oh, no, that belongs to this king over here. What you doing, Cleveland? That's why I said Cleveland. Cleveland. Versus, I'm going to let y'all go, but I want y'all to remember when they was messing with Shedeur Sanders, and I think it was in that video regarding destiny swapping, I said, Cleveland, you better be careful what you doing when you attempted to destiny swap Shedeur Sanders with a Dylan Gabriel, because you're messing with spiritual karma. And what did I say, investors? I said, you better be careful. I said, because that building, that new stadium you're trying to build, it could be something under that ground. And y'all already know the story about that. Do you know they had to stop building? Something had came out a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, something about that ground. It was something about underneath that ground. I need to go back. Either it was unstable or they found something in the soil and the minerals. And then, of course, that petition came up because I think it was something about that ground they building a new stadium on. I need to find that clip, y'all, because y'all don't believe me. The new investors, matter of fact, I think y'all know me by now, but I want to show you proof that I said, hey, Cleveland, you better be careful. You finna build that stadium out there. You better be careful with the ground that you're building that stadium on, because it may collapse. What you doing to Shedeur Sanders, a child of God, y'all. Win. Despite crappy football, faith, family, and football. Yes, right, Bridges. That's right. Tony, are you talking about the small? Yes, Mariah. Monriah. Yes, that's who I'm talking about. Mariah Smalls. I think she goes by the handle of, hold on, y'all, psych nurse. But yeah, that's the lady. I'm gonna highlight her tonight. I'm gonna put her channel up there for everybody can go ahead. Matter of fact, I'll find that video and I'll post it in the post today, so y'all can go out and listen to the video on how she broke it down on the reason why Shedeur Sanders decided to come to Cleveland, right? And this definitely wants to stay in Cleveland because he wants to make a difference. But yeah, that's her. She's the psych nurse. Matter of fact, y'all, hold on. I'll give you a glimpse right now. Let me see here. I show her channel in the clip. This is her, y'all. And this sister got 950 subs. So go out and subscribe to her. I even listen to her sometimes. Here we go, y'all. Can y'all see that? Mariah Smalls. And this is her right here. This is her channel. I hope y'all can see that. The light is messing with it. Hold on. Mariah Smalls, and I hope I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing the lady's name, but this is the sister's channel. There she go. That's her face right there. What she said sports, her and myself, these are only three sisters that I know that definitely love Shedeur Sanders and always talking about him and never wavers. Mariah Small. Monriah Small. Monriah. So that's that sister right there I'm gonna highlight tonight. But that's it, Resters. Hold on. So be careful. People, despite it all, people could be afraid of your shadow. I'm definitely gonna highlight. Change my thumbnail. Thank you so much, Resters. But that's her right there. She did a video probably about 3 weeks ago, y'all, on why Shedeur Sanders is a pawn. Let's not estimate it down. Listen, the Browns, but this is new energy in the building. I don't think he's a pawn. I don't think he's a pawn. I don't think Taylor Green is a pawn, y'all. I don't see him that way. Because he got that young man also has a light inside of him. And I think that's why I was highlighting him so much. Yeah, he got colluded too. You can't tell me Taylor Green wasn't colluded also. They just did it in a different way because he didn't have the following. But yeah, we're going to talk about this more, investors. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go. I already had you on here 54 minutes. I'm coming back tonight. But investors, I really enjoyed this morning here. I love it. I love it. I love it. So take something out of this video. And if you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. Because these 5:45 a.m. lives have jewels in them. Thank you so much, Vestas. So wherever you're going, if you're going home, if you work night, go home, get safely. If you're finna go to work, get in the office safely. Okay, have a good day. Take this energy with you, this positive energy, and enjoy your day and your weekend. That's right. That's her Pickaboo. Yes, this is her channel, y'all. Psych Nurse Diva. That's her channel. Go ahead and subscribe to her. Go ahead and get that sister. Let's try to go ahead and get that sister over 1,000 this weekend possible. She be dropping the knowledge, y'all. She be dropping the knowledge, and I love it because what she says, sports have a different perspective on this thing. You know, I got a different perspective on this thing, and Mariah Small, she has a different perspective on all these type of situations too. So trust me, if you like diversity, you got it. If you like different flavors, you got it. But with all of us, there's greatness. Even you, Vestas, there's greatness. Because you didn't find this channel by accident. It's greatness. Even in you, Vestas, it's greatness. You got to believe this. Even in your light and even in your shadow, it's greatness, Vestas. Come on with it. See you later, Supernatural. Pickaboo, thank you so much. Pickaboo, YouTube 22. It's greatness. In your light and your shadow, it's greatness. All y'all Vestas, go out and be great today. And I'm going to see you this afternoon. You hear what I'm saying? All right, Vestas. Y'all done got me motivated this morning. All right, Vestas. Until next time, make sure you get your notes, your drink, and your vest. Because we stay vested up over here 365 degrees at Tony Talks. Vested up, compelling sports edge. Vestas, I see you this afternoon. Let me go ahead and start packing out this hotel room. Y'all have got me hyped. Thank you, Vestas. Look at the alarm going off, y'all. Alarm going off. All right, Vestas. Thank you for this morning. Thank you for this morning. Whew. I'll see you soon, Vestas. See you soon.